Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am Jared Winkler, and I just wanted to give you an update. I'm actually 10 days from 10 months quitting smoking. So, not exactly a 10-month update, but almost a 10-month update. But I just got a message on one of my quitting smoking videos, and I kind of wanted to talk about it, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to touch base with you guys since it's been so long. But the question I got was, do I drink? Which was a very interesting question for me because I quit drinking about a year before I quit smoking. So when I started my quitting smoking, I was not a drinker. And I do know from past experience that when I have tried to quit smoking, usually it was when I had a drink that I would fail. I remember, for instance, in 2007, I quit smoking for a full month. And it was while I was out at a bar that I decided to start smoking again, went and bought a full pack and probably smoked the full pack that night. So, so yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like what gave me strength this time around, or at least was a big factor, was the fact that I wasn't drinking when I quit smoking. Now, at 8 months in, about 2 months ago, I started drinking again. So, and I haven't had any problems. So that 8 months was enough of a buffer, I guess, that I really don't think about it, even if I go out and have a drink or a few drinks. So I would say if you're considering quitting smoking and you do drink, I would consider trying to cut out the drinking for a while. Really as long as you possibly can. I don't know, how long. It's dependent on the person. But if you possibly can, cut out the alcohol. Because the fact of the matter is, even if you have your head straight and you know that this is something that you're committed to and you never want to smoke again, alcohol causes us to make decisions that we wouldn't necessarily make in our right mind. So you gotta be extra careful. So that's just one of the things I wanted to talk about. Another thing, I have a video where I talk about the electronic cigarettes, and that's one of the only videos where I actually have debate with people. People are all about quitting smoking, but once it comes to the electronic cigarette, people claim that they're successful. I just had a friend at work try it, and he was unsuccessful. From my perspective, the electronic cigarette, I understand what it's supposed to do. But if you're thinking that smoking is bad and you need to get rid of nicotine and not have this unhealthy addiction in your life, by picking up something else to get your nicotine that's safer, it's still validating the nicotine. It's saying that there are a few things in this world that I absolutely need. And one of those things is nicotine. And I understand that I was getting it from a bad source, but I'm going to get it from a better source. Unfortunately, you can't control things that are that highly addictive. If you are smoking an electronic cigarette, what's to say you just decide that you want a cigarette instead? Well, you're not disconnected from the nicotine to just make the clear decision of no on your own. You have an addiction telling you, yeah, I need to do that. That's not even the clearest example, but you just man, the electronic cigarette, I don't think is it's not a way to quit. It's a way to continue and put yourself at risk of starting again. I don't just want to hate on it because I understand that it's been the route of success for some people, but I think that those people are a small group, and the larger group is going to be people that can't control the habit and that are not really making a stride towards removing themselves from the addiction, but rather are just being addicted to something else for a little bit, and then once they get tired of this little phase, they're back to cigarettes. So I guess as far as health goes, that's great. You were a little bit more healthy for a little while, but I want to see people quit smoking. Um, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. I'm never going to be as clear on that as I want to be. Just I hate the idea of validating nicotine. No one needs, you need food and water, shelter, I don't know, love, but you certainly don't need nicotine. So if you're going to cut it out, you know? And kind of one of the last things I wanted to bring up is, you know, a lot of people have contacted me that were quitting and for one reason or another didn't quit. You know, they went back into it. And that's okay. I mean, I've said before, I've quit several times before it stuck. So I don't judge you. I think it's great if you're taking shots. I just hope that you take another shot. Um, but one of the things I wanted to come up with a kind of a comparison. And I know that in argumentation, once a comparison is brought up, you know that the argument is invalid and whatever. But this is just to clarify and make it a little bit easier to understand, because smokers are scared, and it's understandable that you're scared about quitting. Um, for me, I felt, when I was thinking about quitting, I felt like I was giving up a part of myself, that I couldn't be the same person I was as a smoker. There's no way I could be as confident, you know? Or even if I was in an uncomfortable situation out with friends or anything, I could always duck out and have a cigarette, you know? So it was an escape plan. It was a way to meet people, to bond with people. So you create all these things that cigarettes are for you. You know, they give you energy, or they wake you up in the morning. All these things, they don't really do all these things. These are things that you put on this drug that isn't really doing much. So people are naturally scared to give up this drug that they feel gives them strength. So, and one of the reasons I think people who try fail, it's only a matter of time. They feel that they're suffering, and to a degree you are a little bit when you first quit. Though if you truly understand that the drug is not good for you and it's not doing the things you need, then you shouldn't be suffering. You're kicking out something that sucks from your life. So yeah, but it's a matter of time. And I feel that people don't know how much time, how long they're going to suffer, or how long they're going to feel the way they're going to feel. And I don't want to scare anyone. I'm at 10 months, but I still have cravings. But they're completely under control. There's no way I'm going to crack. And I don't feel like I'm suffering, you know. But I definitely still have to deal with that. So just for like a time frame, for a way, not even the exact time frame, but a way to compare the time frame. Let's compare the decision to quit smoking with the decision to get a tattoo. Okay? So get that in your head. You've decided to quit smoking, you've decided to get a tattoo. Now, you know that getting a tattoo hurts. You know that it's going to hurt while it's happening, and it's going to hurt while it heals. But you're trying to get the tattoo. You want the ultimate result. You want a picture on your body that is meaningful to you. Now, the thing is that initial withdrawal, quitting smoking, is being at the tattoo parlor and getting that tattoo. It's hurting really bad. Though the withdrawal from cigarettes is not as painful as getting a tattoo. Go figure. But you don't want to quit in the process of getting the tattoo when you know that it's not going to be that painful forever. There's no reason to stop there, you know? Now you've got the tattoo, you've quit smoking, and you've made it maybe a few days. You're healing. Your tattoo is healing now, and it's hurting. Maybe it's swollen. You got to put stuff on it. You're not feeling great. Granted, you can't quit at that point. Now you have the tattoo, but in quitting smoking, that pain is a different pain. You're in a different area of quitting smoking, and you could stop there. But why do that? Once you heal, that pain is going to be over with. So now your tattoo is healed, and now there's only a picture. So it's not that you're going to forget that it was painful when you got the tattoo. You're not going to forget that it was painful while it was healing. You have a picture that's a reminder. And it's the same thing with quitting smoking. As that withdrawal goes away and it becomes easier and easier to deal with, you still have the memory of the pain that you went through, and you still have a picture, and that picture is the addiction that you did have. And that addiction is with you forever. And it's something that you have to be conscious of and not fall back into. So anyway, that's my tattoo comparison. I thought it was pretty brilliant. I don't know. But in any case, things are good. I'm super happy that I've become the non-smoker that I am. As when you're like a kid and people tell you never smoke, um, it's easy. You're like, yeah, why would I ever smoke? I can't even fathom being addicted to something. I've got everything I need. But it's that innocence that makes it so easy to get addicted to something. But I've as a smoker, I thought, I can't do this forever. There's no way I'm gonna do this forever. I'm gonna quit sometime. And I was smoking for 10 years, and at a certain point, I was like, at many points, I was like, am I really gonna quit? Because every time I try to quit, this is getting harder and harder. So at some point, you have to bear down and say, yeah, yeah. Because I feel like there's steps in being a smoker and quitting smoking. I guess the last thing I want to leave you with, it would be the first step in how to in quitting smoking. When you first start smoking, I think naturally you enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, well, when you first start, it sucks, but when you first get addicted, you enjoy it. There's no reason to quit smoking. You're like, oh, this is badass. But then as you realize how addicted you are, you start realizing that, crap, maybe I'm not in control, and this sucks. I'm spending a lot of money, and oh man, I just got a cold, and it lasted for like a month. I'm hacking up garbage constantly. So the first how-to would be to understand and grow from the I enjoy smoking to realizing a thing that every smoker in the world eventually does, but maybe we can move you there faster if you're not there. The maturing to the point of, oh wait, I don't enjoy this. I'm addicted to it. It's not something that I just like doing so much that I do it. It's something that maybe I don't like so much, and I feel I have to do. That's the first step. Realize that. And no one wants to be controlled by anything, especially not like a nasty addiction. So, anyway, that's my update for 10 months. I'm sure at some point I'll make another video, but I wish I would have made more videos regularly throughout my journey, because I feel like I have so much information that I want to give people, but it's hard to even figure out what you need to talk about as you go through. You have the same thoughts and the same realizations over and over and over, and that's one of the things in Ellen Carr's book that's the best. It's a tiny little book. I really think you should pick it up. But it says the same things over and over and over. Quitting smoking, there's a lot of things to deal with, but not that many. And you just have to tackle those issues really head on. Get those issues over and over and over, so that as you run into those issues practically in the real life, you can deal with those issues over and over and over, because undoubtedly they're the same ones. So anyway, I really hope that if you're considering quitting smoking, or if there's somebody in your life that you wish would quit smoking, you urge them to, responsibly, of course. No one wants to be told to quit smoking. I truly believe nobody can do it for anybody else. It has to be for yourself. It has to be a decision that you make, and you have to stick to it. Nobody can do it for you. But just know that it's not like forever suffering. If you're gonna do it, it's gonna suck. For the first few days, it's gonna suck. Maybe even the first few weeks. But it's not gonna suck forever. So don't fall back into it. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. put a buffer, put a couple of months between you and your last cigarette, so that you can in your right mind, your non-addicted mind, say, okay, am I going to go back to this? Really, if you put enough of a buffer, it should be really easy for you to say, yeah, no way. There's no way I'm going to go back to that garbage. So, good luck to you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right? Later.